everyone, and welcome back to Raquel Las Vegas. So today's video is gonna be a couple different things. For the most part, it's gonna be centered around, as we talked about before, I'm trying to get more of the themes and structures together. Typically it's going to be about wellness, so Wellness Wednesday. Again, super cliche titles. They're subject to change. But when I say wellness, I'm talking about as a whole, not just a specific thing. But today my plug for that is going to be in regards to incorporating more plant-based meals into your diet. I'm not saying everybody needs to transition into full veganism, because for some people that's going to be really hard. But from personal experience, from what I chose to do, let me go back a little bit. So last year around this time, actually, I had a really, really bad health scare. I was diagnosed with physical induced asthma, I want to say when I was like 11 or 12. But it was never an issue for me. Like, I never had super bad respiratory issues or anything like that. I never even relied on an inhaler, really. It wasn't until what I was supposed to do was, every time I was getting ready to perform any type of physical activity, up to 20 to 30 minutes prior, I was supposed to use my inhaler. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't, but I didn't, like I said, I didn't rely on it. And in high school, because you only really did any like serious physical activity like once a week in PE. But then in high school, I joined ROTC, and we were doing a lot more things. But even then, I was even part of the PT team, and I still didn't, PT meaning physical training, for those of you who don't know. I was about to just sit here and speak lingo, and y'all would have been like, what are you talking about? But anyway, that was where I was doing, something physical every day for an hour, sometimes more. But I still didn't, like I said, I didn't rely on an inhaler, and I almost never used it, to be honest. I used to have inhalers stockpiling because I would get them every month and then not use them. So for me, especially being 30, that was a big deal, that I got to the point where I had to use an inhaler just to have a conversation. That's how bad my health scare was. It was a combination of bronchitis, upper respiratory infection. Thankfully, I didn't get pneumonia or the flu or anything like that, which can't really figure out how I didn't do that, because, literally, I was probably sick off and on from like October of 2018 to around my 30th birthday, which is May 21st of I don't know, every month, but not every month, but May 21st. But as far as I want to say, it was maybe like a week before that, because what I did last year was I went on a trip with a former friend of mine to LA, and I was super, super sick the entire time. I actually ran out of my inhaler while I was out there. So what I was actually doing was doing a lot of self-meditation and things like that. But what I did, because of the fact that, like I said, that's off and on since October. Obviously, I was tired of it. I was having times where I was like waking up crying and frustrated because I was scared to fall asleep, but I couldn't really sleep because I couldn't breathe and I was coughing. It was really, really, really terrible and super scary. But what I did was I started doing research, because I was like, okay, there's got to be something other than, I had taken several different antibiotics and different medications, and they would work for a little bit, but they weren't consistently helping me. And finally, the most consistent answer that I was getting was most people who had either solely cut out dairy or had switched to a full plant-based lifestyle. And I was like, okay, I had been toying with the idea for a little while anyway. So I was like, all right, well, let me try it out and see what happens. I kid you not, within the first week, I was able to run and not cough for the first time since, like I said, since that October when it started. And I was in tears. I was like, no freaking way that this works. And I was like, let me keep trying other things. So what I did was, every time we went grocery shopping, because I cook a lot at home, we would buy something that was vegan. Like if I was buying chicken, I'd be like, okay, well, let me get the chicken substitute. If I was going to make tacos, okay, well, let me get the ground beef or ground turkey substitute. All those different things. And not going to lie, I've said this before, more so on social media than anything on here, but I haven't made a full transition to a vegan lifestyle, but oh my God, has even just that little bit of implementation helped. Like, you would not believe. So that was my reason for starting it. But now that I do it more often, I notice a significant difference as far as my energy levels, my brain function, and all those different things. So I definitely encourage all of you out there who are watching to do like I did. Try a meal at a time. Some people have it where they want you to do like one full vegan meal a day. I agree with it. Or just start incorporating things little by little. It's not like it used to be. Things taste a million times better than, what you probably are used to thinking that vegan food tastes like. There's literally, I have my favorite burger joint. It's a vegan burger joint. You would never know. It's better than In-N-Out, okay? And I support In-N-Out like nobody's business. I haven't supported it lately, but we're not gonna talk about it. But no, seriously, like, I love their food. So if you're in the Vegas area, don't worry, I'll be posting about that, but I'll be posting about it on social media because I don't think they actually want me to put it in my YouTube, but I have to actually talk to them because I go there regularly. Like, I'm friends with everybody who works there. It's that serious. But anyway, definitely try it out. I see so many changes and really great things that came from switching to being more plant-based. And to be honest, it's definitely something that everybody should try, even if you're not about it, not interested, or don't. A lot of reasons for that is people's lack of knowledge on it. Just try reading up. It's actually really great. The second thing I want to talk about is we're going to get a little bit controversial for a second. Now, I'm not going to, if you know me, you know where I work, but I'm not going to talk about, specifics here. But, can we just talk about the fact that people don't know how do I say this nicely? Stand up for themselves. Stand up for themselves. This is how I'm gonna word this, because yesterday I talked about fear and following your dreams and this, that, and the other. Okay, this same thing applies to standing up for yourself. Now, when I said wellness, I mean overall wellness. So your mental wellness counts. Fear plays a very large factor in that. And if you work a regular 9 to 5, which again, I have stated in previous videos, there's always going to be that one person that probably gets on your nerves or what have you, that you just don't agree with their behavior and their way of life. Okay. Case in point, there's a lot of things that I disagree with the company that I work for. I enjoy my job. I enjoy my department. I enjoy everything as a whole. Of course, I love the fact that my husband works with me and all those different things. There's a lot of things that he and I both disagree with. So in trying to help affect change with that, me being a lot more vocal than I'd say like 80% of the people that work here, in my position, everybody feels very, very comfortable talking to me. In general, people feel comfortable talking to me anyway, but in my particular position, everybody vents to me about everything. So in trying to affect change, I've been trying to take their matters that are more personal, that are things that I genuinely just don't agree with, to the higher up levels to get it handled on a full business scope versus just that person. It's one of those, I want to help them also so that it doesn't happen to somebody else. Okay. I have done this now with several people. Some people I'm still working on this with, but I've done this with several people. And every time it gets to the point where now it's their time to speak their truth and tell what's going on and give their personal, because obviously these things aren't happening to me, but I'm aware of them. I'm relaying the information and, this, that, and the other. Everybody's getting scared and backing out because they're afraid of what's going to happen to my job. Well, what if they retaliate? What if No, guys. If you are trying to affect change in your life, in your job, whatever it is, and I understand that trusting people can be somewhat of an issue, especially when you work for a company that everybody seems very close-knit, so you kind of feel like if somebody's treating you or talking to you a certain way, you feel like, maybe they're not going to receive any type of reprimand. The route that I've taken is to ensure that something will happen. So the people that I've been helping have gotten to the point where right when they get to where they can see that change happening, they back out and get scared. Well, that just defeats all the work that we're doing, so much so that now it's going to have to happen to somebody else to hopefully get something to happen. See what I'm saying? Stop letting fear get in your way. Fear gets in your way in more ways than you think, and this would be another prime example of that. I am doing my best to help the people around me and inspire and empower them to speak up for themselves and, do what is necessary to make their choice in a work lifestyle conducive. And that's not what's happening. So I say that to say this. I'm encouraging everybody to be more assertive. If something happens that you don't like, speak up, say something. Now, there's a time and a place for your choice in how you want to, put that information out there or help somebody recognize, what they're doing incorrectly. But be mindful of if you're doing something and you don't feel comfortable with it, or you're around something and you don't feel comfortable with it, vocalize it or do something about it. Stop sitting on your butts and not doing anything. That's not going to help. That's not going to do anything. Be loud, make noise, make a statement. Duh. That's kind of the point. You didn't get a voice. You were not blessed with this lovely thing that y'all hear me rambling with for no reason. Use it. Use it to your advantage. That's what it's there for. But anyway, before I get upset and start rambling, those were my two main things. So I encourage everybody to do what my personal vegan challenge is, where it is to eat a full plant-based meal a day. And I do that strictly 5 days a week. On the weekends, I'm a little bit more lax, but that's usually because I'm going out and things like that. So just try it. Try it for 1 week. 1 week. 1 little week. And then let me know how it goes. See if you like the change. And for those of you, like I said, that are in situations or around situations that you don't like, start standing up for yourself. Big differences will happen. Big changes will happen for you. I promise. I swear. I wouldn't be saying it if I didn't believe it. And until next time, remember, what? What is it? I want to hear you. Inspired, daily, empowered, daily. Repeat that process once a day, every day. And I will see you tomorrow.